Nephew, hello. I hope you're well. So, I like having even exchanges, you know? So, if I'm going to supply you with cool endangered animals to draw, and what you need to do is reach out to me with your phone number so that I can text you, because I really don't like Facebook's Messenger client. I'd like to be able to send you attachments in a really meaningful way. And Facebook's Messenger climate is garbage for attachments. I want to send you a bunch of images of animals that I've already drawn that are awesome. And when you consider that everything I do is mobile, I don't really use a computer. I use mobile devices. And when you consider that Facebook doesn't let you see photo albums in iPhoto, but Messenger does, I have probably very conservatively 1 million photographs stored in the cloud. And I can either go back and search one photograph at a time for hours on end to look for, each instance that I want to send you something, or we can be using an app that is more robust. Like if you don't want to use the Messenger app that comes with your Android phone, then let's do WhatsApp. WhatsApp is great, and I just want to be able to select multiple images and send you multiple images at once to get your whistle wetted and your juices flowing on the subject of a potential collaboration. Now, me making time out of my busy schedule to draw things for you to graffiti around Atlanta is a nice uncle-y thing to do, but I actually need something in return. And I think you're going to like this. Okay? So, Stretch Aeon should come to you in about 2 weeks. All right? That's the turnaround time for paperbacks that need to be printed on demand, and Stretch Aeon is an on-demand paperback. So you probably will get your copy in 2 weeks. I suggest that what you do is go to evolutionarycatalyst.love and check that puppy out, beginning with the initiatives page, our initiatives. You should check those PowerPoints out. They're incredible. And then I would recommend, there's so much good stuff there, it's going to all blow you away. But I would recommend that you go to the archives and you look on the first page of the archives under the topic lectures I gave when I was going by Grant Victor. There's a period of time in the last 7 years where I used an alter ego, and I went by the name of Grant Victor. And Grant Victor is a very natural name for me. I also go by Grant Victor in my life, but that's a name that I have when I'm dreaming. That's what people call me when I'm dreaming, is Grant. Okay? So I needed to get away. Part of what this journey was for me was recognizing that I couldn't transform in the way that I needed to transform. I couldn't grow and change and become the man that I was fated to be in the relationships that I was stuck with in my life. The people that were in my life were not really going to entertain the prospect of me becoming someone different. They weren't okay with that. But in order to really deliver the work that I was trying to create in climate change to the world, and this is what the website is really going to show you, I really had to become somebody else. And that was really, my work and my transformation were very threatening to a great deal of people. And it's funny, like, why couldn't they just be happy for me? I'm light side of the force crazy. Donald Trump and the Republicans are very plainly dark side of the force crazy. They're out to steal our country. And nobody's doing a goddamn thing to protect us from these lunatics. And if they get the tyranny that they're after, it's game over on climate change. And this is the thing that you've got to understand about me and you, Destin. Everything that I'm doing right now is for your generation. Nobody in your mom's generation, nobody in my generation is doing shit, really, to protect you guys from climate change. And we're literally all just hoping and praying that we make it through retirement long enough that by the time we all start kicking off, under natural causes, then shit will be bad for you guys, and shit will be bad for your kids and for their kids. And I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. And I think you're going to see that as you read the website and as you read Stretch Aeon. I'm really not okay with leaving you guys holding the bag, our bag. That it's and the Boomer's bag, Grandma Robin's bag. I'm not okay with that. And my work is about blowing everybody's minds and showing them that there are different ways for us to be human being right now. And if we can become a different culture, then we have the ability and the agility and the sheer. I mean, here's the thing. You see this? This is mightier than the rain. Before we primates evolved this meat hook with this opposable thumb right here, right? Before we evolved this exact shape, the most powerful geologic force on the planet for its 4.5 billion years of existence has been the fucking rain, and at all the forms rain takes, especially glaciers. Right? That's the truth. Then we got these. It took about 500,000 years for this thing to catch up with this. But once it did, we started making tools, and everything changed after that. We got bipedal. That means we stood on 2 feet instead of 3. We learned to make tools. We started developing language. And we fell out of touch with nature. That's what happened. What is my work about? My work is about saying, look, where that evolved us to is a globe-spanning parasite species that we call the consumer. And where that takes us to is a real pathway through redemption, where we recognize that God really did give us extraordinary gifts as a primate species. And the purpose, it's exactly like what Uncle Ben says to Peter in Spider-Man, right? With great power, we have so much great power. It's all right here. Work, play, everything that your body does that marks the world in every way except what comes out of here, right, is ultimately manifest through this. Even writing. This is how we move the world. This is how we shape the world. This is the sign of our not so accidental massive power. And in the last 150 years playing industry, we fucked the planet royally. Right? What are you going to do about it? The Global Institute for Edenic Return, motherfucker. We are going to save the fucking world. So what do I want from you? I'm going to give you a bunch of animals, right? Right? And you're going to go spray paint them in town. And what I'm going to do more than that, so that you can cut stencils, is I'm going to send you straight black and white drawings so that you can get stencils cut if you want. And then I'm going to send you the colored backgrounds, and then you'll get the full thing. So, like, why would I be, what do I want in return? I think you're going to want to talk about this book that you're going to read. I think you're going to want to talk about the website. And I think you're going to want to talk to your mom about it. Right? I think you're going to be excited. Everybody who's read the book so far has been through the roof, over the moon, flipping out, just raving lunatic awesome. This book is so good. This book is so good. And I think you're going to want to talk to me too. Here's what I propose. Find a way to record those conversations and then put them up on YouTube or put parts of them up on TikTok. Use them to build your social media standing. I'm talking about my uncle's really cool work on climate change with my uncle, who's a really cool guy. And he makes really difficult to follow topics really easy to understand. And I'm talking to my mom. And my mom has been party to some really terrible things in her life. And maybe your mom will feel really blessed that her big brother's trying to make sure that her kids are going to have long lives. you know? Maybe she'll even read the book too. The point is, I think that you should put these videos up in a platform like TikTok. I think really, or both TikTok and YouTube. But like, as you get excited about this and want to talk about this, you can call me. You can talk to your mom, and you can record those conversations. You know, and we can use them for social media to boost your popularity and to raise awareness for my book and my work. So if you will do that while you read Stretch Aeon and while you go over the website, I will happily provide you with 25 to 30 endangered species animals on really trippy backgrounds, and I'll include a couple in this email shortly.